Hey there, hey, and thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday, aka Newsday, aka the day after Monday, aka let's get into Born to Be a Star. Oh my God, I have been struggling for over a week dealing with the fact that I caught a cold during the week of Christmas or before the Christmas or whatever it was. It sucked. Let me just tell you that. I could not breathe, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. Just everything sucked. It just all sucked. Didn't like it. Just got my voice back. Finally, been coughing and choking and sneezing and just it's not COVID either, so don't go thinking I got COVID. And you know I'm an anti-COVID person, and I don't want to talk about that. So it's just been very annoying. Anyways, I'm happy to be back on the podcast. I also took time to spend with my family for the holiday, and it's important to take a break every now and then and have time with your family. So I did that too. I hope that you all enjoyed the holiday, Christmas, and New Year's. Happy New Year's, happy 2023. It is Tuesday, the day after Monday, and back to work it was for me today, unfortunately. My dream is to be a paid podcaster and really make a difference in the world. Not that I don't like my job, because I do, but I feel like my love and my passion is definitely my podcast. And I just feel like nothing else is going to match that excitement. Like, granted, I'm excited about what I do, but not like this. Anyways, did you know that you're a star wherever you are? Did you know that you have star power? I don't know. You're a star wherever you are. You have star power. And I wanted to add something to what we always say, right? Yes, you can do anything you want to put your mind to. You're never going to give up, just like John Cena. By the way, John Cena just won with KO on Friday night. I'm not happy about that, but it was good to see him. Um, and something we're adding to this, our mantra of the day is, why not today? Meaning, why can't you do the things that you wanted to do? If you don't like your job, find another one. If you don't like the college you go to, enroll out another one. If you don't like the state you live in, find another state to live in. If you don't like your clothes in your closet, throw them out and buy new ones. If you don't like the cereal that you just bought from the grocery store, go get a new box. Like, if you're not satisfied with the things that you're watching, then find new options to look at. There's so many things you could do differently, and there's just so many options out there. Why not today? Stop procrastinating and pushing things off to later. Do you know how long I spent doing that? What, saying I'm going to get to it tomorrow, I'm going to say this later. Every time I do that, it ends up backfiring on me. So it's a new year, and it's a new opportunity for me to be better, and also for you to be better too. We can be better together. Even moving on to the next part of our conversation, let's get into no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed. Because they lie to us anyway. So, what's happening in media? What's happening in news? So, they looked at Trump's taxes, and guess what? Nothing happened. Guess what else happened? The January 6th has dropped everything. Oh, can you believe it? I mean, I'm not surprised. And guess what else happened? They passed that stupid $1 trillion bill thing that the Republicans decided to do, which was idiotic. Why are we okaying any bills and we're taking over the House this month? Whose decision was that? Can we get rid of Mitch McConnell already? And I know he has money and I know he's popular, but we really got to get rid of the sludge, man. He is the sludge. Like, a lot of these Republicans are sludges. Outside of the fact that these people acted like January 6th was like 9/11 in America. It wasn't. It was Americans going to the Capitol of the United States, calling these people out. And they just didn't like that. That's why they threw the big fit that they did. They didn't like that people came to their turf and called them out. So they decided to lock these people up and treat them like vigilantes and treat them like they're the problem. But the only vigilantes in the United States of America are the politicians that are lying and are corrupted, that are maliciously giving money to countries that don't need our money and don't need our help. Why are we supporting Ukraine? And how long are we going to support Ukraine? Because when's the war going to end with them? The only reason Putin did that is because Biden is a weak leader. We've talked about that multiple times. These Democratic morons don't understand money and they don't understand anything. Now, I would also like to say something about this. I didn't vote for them. So if you did, don't complain. Like, you don't get to complain if you voted democratically. You voted these people into office where you live and outside of that. And that means you can't be like, I can't believe this is happening. Or you can't be frustrated about that crappy legislation that they just passed that makes no sense. Or you can't be mad about the fact that they won't drill in the United States for the gas that's already here, but they want to tell you about green new energy that doesn't actually work. Really, the country started off with electric cars and they went to gas. Why did they go from electric cars to gas? I wonder why. Why is everybody acting like the world is going to end tomorrow? It isn't. All these things we're doing are not going to be able to save us from what has been done to destroy the earth. You do understand that, right? That's why climate change is a ruse. That's why the COVID thing is a ruse. Them telling you that you're only going to have to take this many shots. I'm not letting you inject me with anything else. So you could suck rock. No, pass. You telling people they can't go to their jobs about COVID shots. You told people in the army that they needed to be vaccinated to be in the army. And then you had to take that back because you didn't have enough people in the army to do it. So, I mean, honestly, and don't complain about the fact that there's not a lot of people in the working realm because you created that nightmare too. Making stuff be like, I'm just over it. And you should be over it too. We have to start calling these people out for who they are. Pretenders. There's people following these shitty politicians acting like they actually care about them and they don't. Okay? They don't care about them. It's all a ruse. These people want money. Do you think Moderna cares about all the people that are dying now or have problems with fertility or have polycystic ovary syndrome or are dying from blood problems or their hearts are stopping? Do you think they care? No. Do you think the president or the White House or the Democratic Party cares? No. All they want to do is have power. That's why they wanted to inject everybody and tell everybody to stay in the house. It's all about power. It is a new year. And in this new year, I'm not going to give these people any way out. You're all hypocritical liars. And we see you for who you are. The people that represent the state I live in don't actually care about the state I live in. They don't care about the streets I drive on. They don't care about the grocery stores I shop at. They don't care about the church I go to. They don't care about the community that I live in. They don't care about anything but their pockets. And I know that because I live here. And I also know what my state represents because I know what state it is. Wake up. They're not for you. Other people too. I'm just over it. It brings me to silence at times because how long are they going to get away with the lying? And then they want to talk about other governments and other countries and how bad people are. They have the audacity talking about like comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. But they're Hitler. So it's like, what are we talking about? And then you want to condemn Kanye West because he's saying things about Jewish people? Why can't people talk about Jewish people? People talk about black people. People talk about white people. People talk about Spanish people. People talk about Christian people. People talk about people that don't have any Christian values and they're atheists. So you're telling me I can't talk about Jewish people? Why? You see what I'm saying? Like, there's clearly a problem here. These people don't care. They're all frauds. They're all frauds. And there's nothing that any of us can do outside of calling them out. They made a big deal about Donald Trump's taxes, and all it did was show that he's an American. They made a big deal about January 6th, and all it showed is that people were tired of talking about Black Lives Matter protests, and they wanted to go protest about the country that they live in. That's what January 6th was. January 6th is not worse than 9/11. And the idea that you would try to make it seem like it is just horrible. It almost made me want to cry. I remember when 9/11 happened, my heart broke. It hurt. It really hurt. As someone who basically grew up in New York, knows New York very well, it hurt. It really hurt that some place that's like home to me got bombarded like that. And that wound has never really healed. I mean, every year we've gotten over it more, but it hurt. Bad things happen to good people that just wanted to go to work that day. And that is not the same thing as January 6th. The only person that died on January 6th was a person that was at the protest and a cop shot her. That's what happened. He took her life. That's what happened. That didn't need to happen, but he was trigger happy. Is that going to be on the news? The cop that was trigger happy that shot somebody at January 6th. Now, this is about almost 3 years later at this point. The reason why January 6th is so important, I'm still talking about it, the Democrats and this special group spent almost 3 years trying to convince the United States of American citizens that something bad happened with American citizens in America. It didn't happen. Nothing happened to those politicians. They work there for us. That's it. They don't have those jobs so they can become rich and go to galas and wear big dresses that say tax the rich on it. AOC, suck bricks, man. You are a horrible politician. Jamal Bowman, the same thing. All you people that represent New York, you don't actually represent New York. You don't actually represent the people of these places the way you should be representing them. And not all of the people in these districts agree with you. And I think that's very obvious by the fact that your movie did nothing. Nobody watched it. It's the most unwatched thing in the world. The Chosen, a Christian series, is more likable than that. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. So let's give them a taste of their own medicine. Obviously, not enough people came out and voted in 2022 in November, but in 2024, we have to give them something back. We need to take the Senate back from them, and they can't have any power because they don't know what they're doing. They're not good at math, and they're horrible at representing America. Like, we have to fight back. Like, I'm a hardworking American. I've been working since I was 12 years old. Okay, 12, right? I was a camp counselor. I babysat. I did all this stuff. I have been an avid member of the working class since I was a teenager. I witnessed my parents work too. Like, what's going on? Why are we giving money and all these special programs to people that don't do anything? At what point do we call it what it is? They're paying for votes. There's obviously ballot harvesting, and I'm pretty sure Carrie Lake won in Arizona, and the her person that was um, campaigning against her cheated. They'll never admit that, but it couldn't be more obvious. Anyways, moving into the next part of our conversation, politics suck. They do, and so do the politicians, and they need to get fired. Um, Another new year. And what does that mean? I'm not making New Year's resolutions this year. I'm just going to do the things that are important. Me and Skip are going to focus on having kids, whether that be through figuring out polycystic ovary syndrome at the doctor or adopting them. We're going to buy a house or a condo this year because it's time for us to move out of this damn apartment. And we're going to be planning out our vacation to Martha's Vineyard in the summer for my birthday, and we're traveling to other places too. Maybe Germany, maybe Ireland, somewhere fun. I really want to just do the things that are important instead of talking about them. I think that I get so caught up in New Year's resolutions, I don't even like take it seriously. So I don't want to do that. Anyway, I feel like this is a new year and it's a new opportunity. You have to let everything go from 2022. At the end of 2022, it was kind of rough for me. I like mentally, I had a rough year. Like I I went from one job to another location and another place, and it's just I'm just experiencing a lot of things, and I'm instead of me holding on to the negativity, I'm just gonna let it go and be strong and just trust in God. But it's a new year and it's a new opportunity for us not to hatch on to the past, and let's just move forward in the future. So I really want to do that, and I think you should really do that too. Uh, Strength instead of pain. Strength meaning you're a fighter instead of you're dead. Because pain can lead you to a dark place where you become angry and mad and just envious and jealous and oh, this person has this and I don't have this and I don't want to talk to them and I don't want to talk to that. Like, things happen. Could I be mad every time somebody tells me they're pregnant and I'm having difficulty because I have polycystic ovary syndrome, and it's just like, woe is me, my life sucks, I wish I had that. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen for me. It just means it's going to happen to me at another point. And I can't be mad about that. I can't be mad at the fact that the housing market sucks and we can't find a condo or a house right now because everything is overpriced. I have to be strong instead of weak, and I have to be a survivor instead of a victim. And I take that on every day, and I find a way to dig myself out of the dirt and get up and brush my shoulders off and keep it moving. And you should do the same thing, because we are not victims, we are survivors. And our strength is our character, and our character is who we are. That's what you want the world to see: your light, your power. You have to be strong in certain situations. You can't let something bad bring you down. Do you know how bad it hurts for me to see mostly all the people I grew up with have kids, except for me? And it's not because I don't want them, it is because I can't have them. Like, I wanted to have kids a long time ago. I've been dealing with this battle with polycystic ovary syndrome for a while. I've dieted, I've gone to nutritionists, I've gone to the doctor, I eat and I exercise, I have a Peloton, I take it all serious, and it's still there. So it doesn't matter what I do, I'm going to have to pay like tens of thousands of dollars to figure out something with infertility, or I'm going to have to adopt kids or get somebody to carry my child for me. That doesn't mean that there's not a plan for me. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to cry in the corner every day because everybody else I know is having kids except for me. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be strong. Just because people have houses or property and I don't have one yet doesn't mean I'm going to give up there either. Because it's going to happen. It's just probably not today. And it's probably not tomorrow because the market still sucks. I'm learning to be patient. And you should too. Your strength is everything. Next part of the conversation, outside of strength instead of pain, find your strength. You are strength. No matter how bad things are. Your mom just died. Your brother just died. Somebody you know got COVID. Somebody at your church got sick and passed away. You lost your job. You have to move out of your house. Your car broke. Whatever happened. Whatever is not going good. Your dream that you spent all this time chasing died. Regardless of that, find your strengths in the darkness and hold on to it. Next part of the conversation, keep your joy. People will still try to steal your joy and try to be your miserable company. And you have to reject that. I'm at the point in my life where I have a best friend. She doesn't live in the state that I live in, but it's okay. We're still best friends. And she's like my sister anyway. And I'm not looking for a best friend. I'm not looking for an associate. I don't need anybody to hang out with. I'm married. So, like, why am I doing that? I'm not a little girl. I don't need to hang out with anybody. Granted, it's fun to go out with people or have, like, dinner dates and stuff. But, like, I'm busy right now. So I don't really have time for that. And I don't need to feel bad about that. All these people that have all this time to talk to everybody means they don't have anything to do. And I'm a very busy person between podcasting and my job. I mean, and my relationship with my husband. Seriously. I don't know. People will try to steal your joy because they hate the idea that people could be happy if they're miserable. You understand that, right? Why would somebody want you to be happy if they're miserable? And that is a defeat to them. You are an obstacle for them that they have to try to figure out how to get around. You are a challenge for them. So if you come across these people, these rude people that only want to see you decay and die or disappear, you know what you have to do? Laugh, smile, be happy, and ignore them. Don't get emotional. Be stronger and stay joyful and believe. That's what you have to do every day, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how much you want to go into a corner and cry. Don't do it. Focus on yourself. The reason you have to focus on yourself is because how can you focus on anybody else if you don't spend time on you? Remember I told you about things you have to do for yourself? You have to take your you time. You do have to take your you time. You can't constantly be doing everything for everybody else and then doing nothing for yourself, because then you're going to get angry, then you're going to get tired, then you're going to lose interest, then you're going to not like situations. I do things because I'm true to myself and I'm kind, not because I expect anything back. And I know people suck, so I'm not expecting anybody to be nice to me because I'm just nice because I can be and I choose to be. That does not mean that I'm going to allow myself to not do things for me. I get my nails done. I found the hairstyle that I like, so I'm getting that done. I take time to watch my own shows on my own time. I have my own things that I like. I listen to podcasts. I like to draw. I like to write things. I'm currently still trying to write these stupid books that I haven't gotten around to. At some point, I'm going to become a very, very detailed author, and that's on the list of things to do too. So we'll see what happens. But you have to focus on yourself before you can focus on anyone else. If you're putting all your eggs into other people instead of you, what if they smash them? What are you going to be left with? You cannot give yourself to everybody else and then not give yourself to you too. That means you're not taking the time for you. The housing market sucks. Yes, it does suck. I mean, we have been looking for a property for a while now, and every time we go look at these properties and we think they're okay, something is wrong with them, or we're gonna have to spend like thousands of dollars to fix something in them. And just, no, we can't do that. And I don't, it just feels like, what is this? Granted, I'd like to think that, maybe things could be better, or like something's going to pop up, but I'm beginning to lose hope in it. Like, I know that properties are going to come, but it's just tough right now. The market isn't doing good. Where people are overpaying a ridiculous amounts of money for things that are not worth it. What were people paying for this 5 years ago? Because if you're paying 100 something thousand dollars more than that, you're going to be paying a ridiculous amount of money for 30 years, unless you did the 15-year thing. Honestly, the housing market is not your friend right now. And don't spend money on something that's not worth it, because you're going to be stuck with it, and it's not going to have value. Like, the moment you buy a car and you drive it off the lot, it automatically lost its value, and you know that. Unless you're buying something that's like an expensive car. That's why I switched back to Volkswagen, because that holds its value long term, because it's a faster vehicle and it's German. It's high quality. Unless you're spending a lot of money on something, like you're getting a Tesla, or you're getting a Porsche, or you're getting a Volkswagen, or you're getting one of these higher valued vehicles, you're wasting your money. If you're spending 100,000 or more over, and you're dropping more money for a down payment than it's worth, you are going to be paying for this. I don't know. No. Don't be stupid thinking you have to buy something that's not worth it. That's basically what I'm saying. Next part of the conversation, trusting in God. Trusting in God is important, because sometimes life makes you feel like you don't have anything. I told you how difficult my situation is with my current like job, and just people are just horrible, and just, it's a lot to deal with, because I'm a very professional person, and I feel like I'm in a different world, and I just don't know what to do. I feel like I have nobody to talk to, and nobody understands what I'm saying. And this isn't the first time I felt like this at an employer. I don't know. God is important to me, because it builds a it makes you stronger believing in something. And I'm not saying everybody has to be religious or everybody has to believe in Jesus, because I don't think that's going to happen. There's atheists that probably think I'm psychotic and I'm like in a cult and I'm the problem. And I think the total opposite. I think there's different variations of religion, and there's different things, and there's some things I like and there's a lot of things I don't. But I will tell you that personally, believing in Jesus is helping me navigate through the journey of life and without completely going insane or like just sitting in a corner. Honestly. I don't know. But I do know. I do know that trusting in God and trusting in Jesus and trusting in religion and trusting in the Bible and trusting in the Word and trusting in His way is the only way. Because outside of that, what is there really to hold on to? I don't know. I really don't know. And I can't make anybody listen to what I'm saying. I've gone from Baptist to Catholic because I disagreed with what I was seeing at a Baptist church, and it just started really making me question God. So I had to leave one thing, and I really found where I belong. And it took for something tragic to happen for me to do it. But I'm so glad I made the decision that I made. I'm so glad that I'm a part of the parish I'm a part of. And I'm so glad that God has brought me to the RCIA process. And I'm almost at the point where I'm becoming Catholic. Honestly, God is everything. He is. The Bible is written the way it's written for a reason. And I kind of think that some of the stories match up with what happens in our reality. In some ways, it shows that this is the end. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you to believe in God, but I'm glad I do. And I'm glad that I have something I can believe in because it's a dark world and it's difficult. So whatever you believe in, I'm hoping it is some sort of religion because I'm hoping you don't believe in nothing, right? And I hope you're not like those like Scientology people. Whatever. If you do believe in God, know He's real. Next part of our conversation. Yo, spill some tea. On Tuesday, Will Smith is canceled, bro. His Emancipation movie sucks and nobody wants to watch it, okay? Yes, let's say that. Also, in other news, guess where Biden is? In Croatia on vacation while America burns down. There's some tea for you. Just think the United States of America is not doing good, and Biden decides to go on vacation, and Will Smith thinks he's not canceled because he did some crappy movie on Apple. I mean, now I'm gonna say something, right? I like Apple, right? I like Netflix, but Netflix pissed me off when they did that stupid documentary with Meghan Markle and her clearly embarrassed husband. And Apple making any type of documentary with Hillary Clinton is a bullet to the head because nobody cares about Hillary. She lost, man. She lost. Honestly. Why not today? Why did I add that to the podcast? I added why not today to the beginning of the podcast because what are we waiting for? It is a new year. Why are we waiting to do things we want to do? Why are we waiting about having conversations we want to have? Why are we waiting to explore or express our feelings? What are we waiting for? What sense does that make? Honestly, spill some tea Tuesday. Or why not today? Why not today? The idea of it is, why are we waiting to do things later? Why are we procrastinating? Why are we saying, I'll get to that at a later point? Do you actually know if you're going to get to that at a later point? You know how many times I've said that to myself? I'm going to go to this store. I'm going to drive here. I'm going to do that. And then I don't get to it. So I don't want to do that to myself either. I hate the idea of maybe doing that. So I really don't want to do that. I don't know. I think that Why Not Today is a good addition to Never Give Up and Yes You Can. And it's going to be added into the podcast from now on. And I think it'll be fun. Moving into the next part of the conversation. Spill some tea. Spill some tea. Here's some tea. Biden's on vacation. No surprise. And also guess what? Will Smith sucks. They suck. They suck. Why is anybody paying any attention to Will Smith? Like, emancipation is embarrassing. And I just feel like Apple could have done a better job. I don't know. They suck. Like, I'm just over Will Smith. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to see him. Half of these people in Hollywood, no one cares. Like, they're crying wolf. Like Meghan Markle, she's canceled too. There's some tea. Nobody cares about your fake problems, man. Like Kim Kardashian desperately looking for attention. These people go all over social media. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. They're on TikTok. They're on Snapchat. They're on all these devices. They're probably still on Facebook. But honestly, the only people that go on Facebook are like pointless and they don't have anything to do. Facebook is the death of social media. Hello. Honestly, right? Honestly. These people suck. They're canceled. That's the tea. The message of the tea today is people pretending that they're somebody they're not. It's going to come bite you. You can only get away with that for so long. That's it. Next part of the conversation. Tulsa King. I think Tulsa King so far is good. It's like this hitman show, pretty decent. Takes place in a place you wouldn't imagine a guy from New York showing up in, but it's very interesting and it's very cool. Honestly, I like it. Too Hot to Handle season 4, pretty good. Some of the characters kind of I don't feel like everybody caught the message. It took a long time for them to figure it out, man. But they weren't as bad as the season before them who lost all the money. But sometimes I feel like, have these people ever actually been in a relationship? Because honestly, they suck. Next part of the conversation. Three Pines. So we watched Three Pines on New Year's Eve, the end of it, and it ended very good. I liked the storyline. I liked the idea of Native Americans. I thought it was very good. I really enjoyed it. And we love mysteries, so we loved mysteries. And it took place in Canada, so I thought that part was good too. Um, I'm hoping there's a season 2 of that. Fingers crossed. White Lotus season 2, so good, pretty far. Have haven't seen the last episode of it, but I need to. Um, every cable channel has annoying commercials, and I'm over it. The local commercials that they have, where they're trying to use propaganda and woke culture to wake you up, is not incentivizing me to look at the channel. It's making me want to turn it off. I don't really like cable, honestly. I prefer to watch things on demand, or I prefer to stream things, because I do not like commercials. I cannot stand them. And that's why I don't like cable channels, because they have more local commercials about things that I don't care about. Because again, the things that need to be fixed where I live are not fixed because no one cares about it. Did the Hallmark channel change? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know. Question mark. I don't know. I'm just going to say, if I could, I'd cancel cable because I can't stand it. But I understand why we have it. But I don't like commercials, so I just try to watch Food Network, HGTV, and 2 other shows that I really like. Well, 3, because I like Shark Tank. I avidly watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy every day, and Shark Tank too. So those would be the shows that I would watch, that I would be willing to look at commercials. Halftime too, that comes on CNBC. I also like to watch what's his name, Jim Cramer, Kramer. But I can't deal with commercials. I'm just saying. Moving into food, sushi bowls are amazing. You need to try them. Delicious. What's up with bubble tea? I don't know. Some of it is good and some of it is not good. I think it's all dependent on where you're getting the bubble tea from. I probably need to try new flavors. Trying new recipes. If you want to try some new recipes, you need to go on Pinterest to find them. You can find videos on there, and you can find just recipes. Just type in whatever you want to make, and it'll pop up, and you can just follow the directions to make it exactly the way you want it to be. Food regimen. I'm trying to stay on a healthy food regimen, meaning I'm either making my lunch or I know what I'm going to eat for lunch every day. Same thing with dinner, like planning it out to have it available. Also, did the Hallmark channel change? We talked about that. I think it did. But we're talking about recipes and food regimens. I think that food regimens are extremely important. And I think that knowing what you're going to have versus trying to figure it out at the last minute is not smart, because you need to have things available in your refrigerator. You need to have things available in the cabinets, in the pantries. You need to be able to make something when you want to make it. You need to be able to make pancakes. You should always have eggs. You should always have food available to make it, or you should know what you're buying. Like, we're staying away from carbs and we're trying to eat less red meat. A regimen is going to keep you focused and keep you in line with what you're supposed to be doing, especially if you're trying to be healthy and happy. So it all has to fit together. Next part of our conversation. Breakfast every day. You need to be eating breakfast every day because it's the start of the day, and that's going to help you with your regimen. That's why it's so important. Exactly. Dress up your water. You can dress up your water by adding in a lime or a lemon or maybe even a piece of watermelon. Put it at the bottom of your water bottle. Now, I have a different variation of water bottles. I have the water bottles that keep it cold. I have this glass water bottle, which I love and adore, where you could put fruit in it, and it's like an infuser. Or like I use the soda stream to make sparkling water, and then you can add limes to that, and that's really good too. There's so much you could do with your water to dress it up and make it taste good, and that's important. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to this Tuesday pod of Born to Be a Star. And I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget that you're a star wherever you are. Whether you're in Russia, whether you're in Belgium, whether you're in the UK, or whether you're in Canada, or the United States, or Jamaica, I hope that you know that you're a star wherever you are. I will see you tomorrow on Wednesday.